Hi guys, like to welcome you guys all back to my channel. If you're watching this on the day that I uploaded, that means today is my birthday. And because it's my birthday, I decided we were gonna do a get ready with me video, and we're gonna talk about something nobody really wants to talk about. I am in my 30s and my shit is still not together. So obviously, I don't feel like putting on contacts today, so we are going to just do this video blind and see how it comes out. I'm using the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop primer, but I decided to do this video because I started doing this thing. Oh, the light is coming from my mirror, by the way. So I started doing this thing where every year on my birthday, I would go back and like look through my photos and like reflect and like, man, what did I do this year that was good, you know, because my birthday is fairly close to the new year. So like, I don't know if that's a thing for me, but I always kind of like tell myself something big that I'm going to do every year. And every year I failed, every single year. And that's fine, because now that I'm in my 30s, I've actually come to some conclusions that I feel like people in their 20s should just know now, because, sweetie, everything does not clear up when you turn 30. I've gotten acne in my 30s. Didn't know that you could do that, but apparently adult acne is a thing. So I now am struggling with acne. In my 20s, never struggled with acne. I will say the one thing about my 30s that's been enlightening is I don't want to sit here and say I have a clear direction of where I'm going, because I'm just as lost as I was in my 20s as I am in my 30s. Oh, by the way, I'm turning 31. I know somebody's going to ask, and I don't remember if I actually said it. But I am turning 31 this year. Or by the time you're watching this video, I am 31, which is insane, because last year around this time, the hardest thing about doing makeup without your glasses is that if you're blind like me, you can't really see nothing. Sorry, I am prepping my sponges so that I can jump right in. I'm not doing a super complicated look. We're just doing my favorite go-to look, because I also need to record videos. But okay, so for one of my goals was to like completely lose weight and, you know, just stun these hoes. Like, that's just legit. That was my mood. That was my motivation. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna smash this. Like, nobody's gonna be able to tell me anything. I'm gonna be looking bad bodied by the time I'm 31. Well, I'm 31 and I am still losing weight. I am not as big as I was this time last year, but I'm definitely not where I thought I was going to be, and that is my fault. I don't take my eating seriously, so the process is a lot slower than it should be. But I'm still working out with my trainer, and I'm still getting it together. I will say the one thing, like, at least I have a little bit more money to do some things, because, you know, in your 20s, especially in your early 20s, you're super optimistic about life. And like, if you have a degree, or if you have like an idea of what you want to do with your life, you still have some kind of like motivation, but you're broke most of the time. Like, some of us are fortunate. Some of us, our parents come through and help us out. For the most part, you're broke and you're just trying to figure out how to make things work. And some people, they seem to thrive at it. Other people don't. In your 30s, you still have the same kind of feeling, except now the feeling is, oh my gosh, I'm in my 30s. I should have this together. I should know what I'm doing. So like, now you get like this extra bit of guilt in your 30s. And that was something that I experienced a lot. I'm not going to say it was like a mid-quarter life crisis or anything. It was just like I was like, man, you know, I'm 30, I'm an engineer, I should have this all together, I should be doing this, that, or the other. The one that was really hard to really break through, oh my gosh, I'm 30, I'm not married, I don't have any kids, like, what's wrong with me? I should, there's got to be a reason. Like something's got to be wrong with me because I'm not at that point yet. And oh my gosh, am I really a good woman? Like, yeah. So I'm letting you know now, those thoughts are crap. Absolute crap. Stop doing that to yourself now before it's too late. This whole idea that somehow we're supposed to have been married before a certain age is crap. The idea that, we're supposed to be popping out babies and all this other stuff. That is a whole masculine thing that was bought on at a time where women literally could only be homemakers. We literally have the opportunity to do whatever and anything we want. So we've got to stop letting that kind of societal thing mess with us. Like, I literally was like, oh my gosh, like my relationship failed. Like, I'm such a failure. I'm such, I'm sorry. I'm using NYX. So this is my custom palette that I made. Like, I replaced the these are my favorite NYX eyeshadow palettes. So I used, Blame It on Midnight. Yeah, I also write the names at the top. So I use Blame It on Midnight for my eyebrow, and I'm using Dance in the Tide on my actual lid here, and I'm just putting it all over with a fluffy brush. But I don't really think in your 20s, like, if you do happen to find love in your 20s, that's great. But what you should really be focusing on, creating something for yourself. I think we're at a prime time in this day and age where women have the ability to do, like, I'm going in with late night lingerie. So, women have the ability right now to be more. Like, being a wife is something that I actually want to be. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't want to be married. Like, I do. I want to be married. I want my husband, and whatever we choose to do with our lives as a married couple, that's what I want to do. But it's no longer a driving force. It's like, when that time comes, I can't wait to be able to contribute what I'm doing in my life into our life. So, starting my business, I was actually encouraged to start my business by my ex. And it's one of the best things that he did for me was that encouragement, because I was talking myself out of it. Like, I was like, no one's going to want to buy it. This is going to be crap. Like, I'm going to waste some money. And like, I am a very driven person, but I'm also very negative towards myself. And if you're in your 20s and you're listening to this, it's okay to be your biggest critic. It's not okay to be your biggest Debbie Downer. Like, you can stop yourself from doing so much if you, like, it's okay to address the negatives. It's okay to address the potential setbacks of what you're doing. It's never okay to use it as a reason to quit. And honestly, I gotta thank my ex for that. Like, that was something that he pointed out to me that I do, and he was right. So, starting your own business, doing something that you like to do, keeping your identity. These are things that we as women, like, when we get in relationships, we're very quick to give up. We're very quick to melt into the other person's aspirations, and we're very quick to go straight into, like, homemaker mode. And again, there's nothing wrong with homemaker mode. Everybody likes clean houses, and if you can cook, bless you, because I'm at a point now where I'm in a rut of cooking, because being 30 and living by yourself, you kind of just get bored. So let me think. Dating wise, what I learned is some people, like I said, some people, they find their one and everything's peachy. And then there are some of us who unfortunately have to go through these life lessons, I guess, which, to be honest, if I could avoid those life lessons, that would be fantastic. Actually, I'm going to use a liquid liner. Sorry, these are my liners. I would love to have skipped that and just jumped straight into marriage, but maybe the real lesson of all of that is, like, you have to grow as a person. Spend your 20s learning yourself. Don't spend your 20s trying to be up under someone else. I'm going to put my liner on. I can't talk at the same time. And it's going to look weird because I have to get super close to the camera. So, like I was saying, spend your life learning what you like to do. Is it something that you actually want to make money from? Do you like making YouTube videos? Because I did start my YouTube channel I started my YouTube channel in like 2013 or 2014. I don't remember. But I remember starting it out of loneliness and realizing like very quickly that I actually really missed some massive spots on my eyeliner that I need to go through and fix. And then B, like I actually really like making YouTube videos. And then last year I decided to revamp because I was like, dang, like I really lost myself. So that's really my tip. I'm literally sitting here telling y'all, don't lose yourself. Find yourself before you try to find somebody else. I'm not a relationship expert, clearly, but if that's one thing I can pass on for relationships, it's that. Also, I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal because my favorite Sephora concealer, I haven't gone to Sephora to get another one, and this is the only concealer that I have. And like I said, your girl is breaking out in acne, and I am uncomfortable with the darkness and the spots and the scars. I don't even know how to react. Let's see. Business-wise, I learned that the world is still, like, diversity is a thing. And, like, I used to think things like affirmative action and things like that. I used to think affirmative action was crap because it would basically imply to people that I'm only getting the job because I'm a Black woman and not that I'm actually qualified for it. And so I used to hate stuff like that. But like now I understand why it is. When I first started working my job, I am a petroleum engineer. I'm not disclosing where I work. That's just not happening. But I remember specifically there was one time where I went into a meeting as the engineer that I am, to meet with some potential clients. And the guy legit asked me, like, oh, are you here to take notes? He thought I was the secretary, not the actual person running the meeting. So I learned that I've got to play the game. And I know some people are going to disagree with that, but you're in a world. Let me get my foundation. Okay. I'm going to use the Juvia's Place in Malawi. But yeah, so I didn't want to accept it, but you're going to have to accept this. You have to play the game. Especially if you're working in a male-dominated, white-dominated field and you are a person of color, you have to play the game. You cannot go in there and just start demanding things. It will not work. It will actually work against you. Like, y'all remember that episode of Insecure where old girl Molly was trying to tell her, like, sis, you gotta calm down, like you just being, you're being too much, and the girl was like, I want to take advice from you, and then she got fired. Y'all remember that? Same kind of principle. Like, it might suck. I've had things said to me in office settings that I was just amazed. That doesn't mean you take it. That just means, like, you have to, wow, my foundation looks super orange right now. Don't worry, we're gonna fix it, guys. It's amazing the things that I've learned working that are not, like, my job base. I also learned that, like, you might have this idea in your 20s of what you want to do and who you want to be. If you get into your 30s and you still want to do that, kudos to you. Because I'm in my 30s, I don't want to be an engineer anymore. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to have my business as my full-time job. I don't enjoy what I do anymore. What I do doesn't actually uplift people. Ooh, don't worry. The foundation is going to, I'm going to mix in a little bit of a lighter foundation because I look a little bit scary on camera. But let's do that. Okay, so I have some 420 left that I'm going to use. And then we're going to just mix it on my hand and go in a little bit. Okay, so let me think. Oh, you know how like you think, oh, in your 30s, dating will be easy, things will make more sense, men are more mature. Your maturity is not, no. You have to go through things to mature. It's not an age thing, unfortunately. So the same trash that we were doing in our 20s, if you don't grow from them, it's the same trash you're going to do in your 30s. So just remember, like, put in some work in your 20s, guys. Just don't, I'm not saying I didn't put in work, but I definitely fell into the category of people who I knew what I was going to do. This was the set thing that I was going to do, and I was going to do that, and it was going to be great. And, you know, I was going to do everything correctly. I was going to be a good girl. I was going to be a wholesome girl. I was going to go to church. I was going to pay my bills. I was going to save up my money, get my Roth together, all that stuff. You know, everything's going to come to me like, oh, I'm going to start working and I'm going to find my husband and we're going to get married. And, you know, if we end up having a kid, we're going to do it before I'm 28 because, you know, I don't want to get too much older to have kids, and I'm going to do this and that. And none of those things happened. Not one. And it's totally fine. I think about it now and I'm like, dang, like, maybe it was for the best because I really had some growing up to do. I barely understood who I was as a person, and I was so obsessed with trying to be with someone else. And I want to say in my 30s, that's probably the only thing I've gotten together. It's me. Oh, I'm using Juvia's Place. I think this is Juvia's Place concealer. Wow, I've got ink everywhere. So I'm going to use Juvia's Place concealer, and I'm using it in the color 12. I haven't really used this foundation or this concealer. I bought it when I bought the Malawi foundation, but we'll see. I do like to let it sit for a second before I start blending, just because, I don't know, sometimes some concealers work better when you let them sit, and then other ones, they kind of just fall by the wayside. So just blend that everywhere. After this video, I have to go wash brushes again, and that's another thing. Oh, also another thing that I, you know, in my 30s versus my 20s, I established routines. Like, I used to think, you know, oh, I'm gonna just go with the flow and I'm gonna just, you know, handle my stuff. And no, once you start learning yourself, you realize that certain things you just can't do. Certain things you see these Instagrammers and like the YouTubers that live those lavish lifestyles, that worked for them, sis. But are you acting your wage, or are you trying to be like something you're not? Like, focus on blending your weave and blending that eyeshadow before you focus on trying to do all this other stuff you weren't really meant to do in the first place. Learning yourself just means accepting. I'm using my Laura Mercier powder in medium deep, and I'm setting it with the Sephora brush. Ooh, that's another thing. Just create a savings plan. Not one for retirement, yes, like you should start doing that in your 20s, but create a savings plan for when you want to start moving up in life. So when you want to start doing adult things, like I call it adult things, like buying a house or upgrading your car or anything like that, have a savings thing already set up. Buying a house is no joke. And if you end up, you know, deciding that you want a house before you have a significant other, it's even more because now there's not two incomes, there's one. Just trust me. Savings, if savings is super important in your 20s, there's no other comparison. I'm gonna use, I haven't used this in a while, the Bare Minerals Bare Pro in Espresso. I definitely haven't used this in a long time. And I'm just gonna use that to set my face. I used to try to use the medium powder, but it's slightly too late right now. And I just feel more comfortable setting it with a different powder right now. By the way, this is the Morphe R2 brush, and I love this brush. Morphe, y'all are some manipulative people, and you support artists I don't necessarily like, but y'all make these bomb brushes, and Ulta can get my money for them. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is contour. Oh, another thing. So if you're like me and you hold weight, your metabolism is going to disappear fast, quick, and in a hurry. And so my recommendation to you is, if you are going to start establishing routines, establish a routine that also involves taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and just every aspect of you. Just like investing in myself in terms of like a therapist and a personal trainer, probably two of the best investments that I made going into my 30s. Like, cannot thank them enough. I'll leave my trainer's information down below if you are in the Houston area and you're looking for a trainer. He also has online programs. So you know what? I'll just list his information down below and you guys can check him out. I was very hesitant to get a guy trainer, like very hesitant, but it's working for me. Like, he's working. It's great. It hurts. Like, I'm always sore. I'm literally in a perpetual state of soreness. Like right now, we did chest and triceps on Friday, and I had to do ski rows, which is basically acting like you're skiing and just having to do this. So I had to do it for 20 or 200 meters for every set that we did. So I ended up doing like 1,600 meters. I can barely lift my shoulder or lift my arms above my shoulders, but I feel very accomplished right now. So I guess this weird chat is weird already, but I guess I can say in my year 31, I just want my business to flourish, and I'd want to continue flourishing myself. I'm not putting any super hard stipulations on myself like I always do, because it's not like that works out anyway. Oh, I used my True Complexion Contour Palette from Black Radiance. It's my go-to. Then I want to be super extra, so I'm going to use the Super Shock Cheek in Avalon. It's like a reddish color. This fluffy brush makes me feel so bougie. There we go. There's that color. Okay. So let's just... I'm not going to put any eyeliner on my lower lash line. I'm wearing my glasses anyway, so I kind of just want to keep it bright and open. But I have to get close to the camera. Okay, so I don't know what happened with the audio, but my sister FaceTimed me, and even though I'm on airplane mode because I have Wi-Fi on, so yeah, I think we're gonna go. I want to use a chocolate. I'm just in a chocolate mood. Oh, well, let me use Hennyway. So I'm gonna mix. So I'm gonna use chocolate, and I'm gonna use mocha, and then Hennyways for my lips. Actually, we are done with the eyes. This is I'm not doing much look. I know to y'all are probably like, girl, but I'm also doing a video, so I needed to add a little bit more. Like, hello. Like, I could technically just rock this look and be fine, but dark lips and I will always be together. I need a brush because sometimes I just struggle doing my upper lip because my Cupid's bow is super defined, which I know somebody's probably gonna be like, sis, is that a complaint? It's not. I just need more definition. Okay. Okay, yeah, so I used mocha as the bottom, and then I used Hennyways from ColourPop. Man, I haven't rocked this kind of brown in a minute. But honestly, lately I've kind of also been in a glossy mood. So we might throw a gloss on top. Let's see. I think we're gonna use a little bit of, so I just put a little bit of chocolate, cork. So this is Dose of Colors in cork. Just put that a little bit on and we're good. So yeah, this is the look. I am very happy. Ooh, shoot. Sorry. I am very happy to be 31. It's crazy. Like, holy crap, I'm 31. But yeah, so I guess my question to you guys is, if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed, why not? If you want specific content from me, let me know down below. If you stayed this long, thank you so much for checking out my channel. And until the next time, guys, bye.